All right, this lecture is on count and non-count nouns. All nouns can be classified as count or non-count. By identity, non-count nouns must be singular, for you cannot have more than one. In other words, you can't count something that is non-count, right? Non means not, okay? So you just, if you can't count it, it can't be plural. Does that make sense? I hope so. All right, next slide. Proper nouns are always non-count, okay? So if you have a noun and it's capitalized because it's proper, it's always non-count. Think about this. There is only one White House, not White Houses like houses that are white, but White House like the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. Okay, there's only one of those. There's only one Caitlin, and you say, oh, there's lots of people named Caitlin. If your name is Caitlin, there may be other people named Caitlin, but there's only one you. God made you unique, right? There's only one Talon, right? Hey, Talon. Okay. Hey, Caitlin. All right, and I know I have a couple of Caitlins spelled differently. All right. All right, count nouns can be singular or they can be plural. Okay, so if a noun is indeed a count noun, because you can count it, you can have one singular or more than one plural. Example would be boy. Boy is a count noun. One boy, 500 boys. One picture, 1,000,000 pictures. Okay, you get the idea, I hope. All right, next slide. If you are not sure if a noun is count or non-count, and this is very important, okay? If you're not sure if you can count that particular noun or not, this is how you figure it out. Try putting one of these 4 words in front of the noun and reading the words together. Try putting the word a, an, one, or two right in front of the noun, and then seeing if that makes sense when you read it back. Okay? If it does make sense, the noun that you are looking at and considering should be a count noun. Here are some examples. A, an, or one before commerce. A commerce. By the word, commerce means trade. Okay? You could put the word trade here, as long as you understand it's not talking about trade like I trade you for something. It's talking about the overall idea of trade, barter, if you will. Okay? Commerce, the money-making part of a system, of a government or a system, okay, or a country. A commerce, no. And commerce, no. One commerce, no. Now, can you break commerce down into its separate parts and count those parts? Sure. Okay, you can count selling, buying, and you can't although those you can't really count either. You can count the acts of selling and buying. Okay, I should say. But commerce in and of itself is non-count. All right? Here's another one, mud. A mud, and one mud, and mud, one mud. No, you can't say any of those, okay? You could say a speck of mud or a cake of mud if you have a lot of mud. Maybe a pie of mud. If you were little, you may have made mud pies. I remember doing that as a child. But there is no a, an, or one mud. Mud is an entity, but you can't count it, okay? Think about the mud in the ground, okay? When the ground gets wet. All right, therefore mud is non-count. But here's one example of a count noun, and your book has more, okay? There's a chart or a list of count and non-count nouns in your book. before these exercises that you're to do today. So look at those. I would read those. I would go over those, okay? Because some of you are going to think this is very easy. Some of you may think this is confusing. I'm trying as hard as I can to make it not confusing, okay? But the more examples you look up before you do the exercises, the easier this will be because you'll understand the idea more. I would suggest you even go on a reputable site on the internet, maybe, if you feel still confused before you start these, and look up examples of count and non-count nouns, okay? Here's one that is indeed count. A design, yes. One design, yes. Now you don't put an in front of it. All the words aren't going to work, okay? Because a and don't, both of them shouldn't sound right to you. One or the other should. Also, I could put an S on this word, designs. If the word is indeed plural, it's automatically a count noun because there's more than one of them. Therefore, you can count the item, okay? You can say a design or one design. Therefore, design is count. Last slide. One final point, okay? And this will help you with a few of your items, okay? While other common nouns can be count or non-count, depending on the word or depending with a few words, as the ninth graders will see more on how they are used, okay? Some of the same words can be count or non-count, and I don't think eighth graders have to worry about that as much, but ninth graders, you'll see in your book that there are some words that can be count or non-count, depending on how the word is used. So you need to look at that, okay? But any of our nouns that fit into the category of idea are always non-count. The following are examples: understanding, honor, nobility. All of these are idea entities, okay? They make up an idea of something, okay? The idea of understanding, of, being gracious and putting up with things that you may not think are the best, okay, as long as they're not immoral. Honor, okay? If you have honor, you are honest, you are truthful, you try to do what's right. All right, you get the idea. Those are ideas. Anything that is an idea noun is non-count. It just is. All right, and remember, all proper nouns, again, are non-count. If you have questions, please message me. Some of you, a few of you, have my phone number, or your parents do, okay? If you have a pressing question in homework and you have my phone number, or your parent does, then feel free to text me, okay? During reasonable hours, okay? Preferably not between the hours of 10 p.m. and 8 a.m., all right? But if not, message me on LMS, and as soon as I see your message, I will do my best to get right back with you. All right, have a blessed day.